Hey y'all, it's Shannon, so I'm coming at you with a haul from Modernist Pantry. So, I've never ordered from them before. I've played with molecular gastronomy or food and science, it is, science and food and ingredients and stuff, but I've never placed an order from them, although technically that's kind of not true because I have ordered a couple of, well, one ingredient that I know for sure from them from Amazon, and it's the popping crystals. So like unflavored pop rocks basically that you can use in like candy and chocolate and food. Anyways, I'm so excited. And I'm going to get this going because I'm refilming this from yesterday because it didn't turn out at all yesterday and it was way too long. And the first thing I picked up was the InstaFirm Red Instant Yeast. I am a hella home baker. That's what I like to call myself. Is it a real thing? No, absolutely not. But am I going to keep doing it? Probably, because I'm dorky like that. Yes. I love baking. I've created my own sourdough several times at this point. And I'm quite picky when it comes to yeast. I don't like a lot of the grocery store yeasts that are available. I tend to like I feel, again, I sound snotty. Sorry about that. I like the professional grade yeasts. I tend to buy them in bulk because I bake so much that I go through them quick enough. And I got down to a point where I was down to 1/4 pound of my SAF or SAF red yeast. I generally like to have both SAF red and gold. The gold is like more of an osmotolerant yeast. It's so loud. The gold is a more osmotolerant yeast, so I tend to use that for things like brioche, babka, croissants, like really butter, sugar rich kind of doughs. And the red I tend to use more for leaner doughs. But with the pandemic and everything going on, yeast that used to cost me like $6 to $8 for a pound has gone up to 20, and I absolutely refuse to pay that. If you've watched any of my other videos, I ordered from Waffle Pantry after I ordered from Modernist Pantry by like a week because I'm running low a lot of baking staples, so that's why you're seeing a lot of these types of hauls right now. And Modernist Pantry had a really good deal on my regular yeast that I like to buy, so I bought that. And then I also picked up 450 grams of the InstaFirm red yeast. This is also a professional grade yeast. I'm going to guess they're pretty much the same thing because, like I said, generally the red and the gold have different purposes. So they're pretty similar products. I've not tried this one. I store my yeast in the freezer. It will stay good for years if you store it like that. So I'm going to go put this back in the freezer, and then we'll be right back to the Holly haul. So the first thing I ordered was the versawhip 600K. I have friends who are vegan, and this is basically a way to make like vegan meringues. And I just thought it would be fun. I watch Sauce Dash, and I just really love like watching him like cook and make I don't know, I love the science in food. It's one of the reasons I really like How to Cook That.net or Ann Reardon from How to Cook That. And I also really like Modernist Pantry. Like I like to learn about the science behind my food and the different things that you can use in your daily and just kind of jazz stuff up or just exciting things to try. I don't know. Don't judge me. So the next thing I got is a repurchase for me, but not of this brand. It's diastatic malt powder. I use it when I make croissants and different kinds of breads. I also have a bunch of traffic going on in the background, so if you hear that, sorry. So I love diastatic malt powder. I use it to add a little extra color, a little extra flavoring. It's really, really nice. I don't know if Modernist Pantry carries non-diastatic malt powder, but like I'd be interested. I'm just putting it out. Put it out into the world. It might happen. Because yeah, this is a pretty good price because I usually only use like maybe 2 or 3 grams, and this is 50, so it'll last me quite a while. So I'm cool with that. And then last but not least of the individual things I purchased, I was so excited when I saw they had this, you guys. I love to make candies and like cookies and stuff, but more so I use stuff like this for candy, and usually I use glucose syrup, but they actually had glucose powder, and they have formula online basically to turn this into glucose syrup. So I'm really excited. I like it because it's less sweet than like corn syrup. And for my favorite fruit caramel recipe that I've ever tried, and I cut it way down, I cut it down. It is by Jean-Marie Bon. I hope I said the name right. Anyways, he is a famous chocolatier in Vegas, and it's so good. His fruit caramels are amazing. But I have his raspberry fruit caramel recipe, and I cut it down to like a quarter or half. I think I cut it down to a quarter. Anyways, I've made it with glucose syrup, and I've made it with corn syrup, but it's much better to make it with glucose syrup because the corn is just so sweet. I can't. But so I was really excited to get this again. But I also like to have the glucose syrup when I make nougat and all kinds of like basically like candies and desserts and stuff. It's handy. And like honestly, if glucose were cheaper in the US, like I would definitely have a lot more like I would have glucose syrup on hand and use it. But corn syrup is the cheapest option here. So when I saw this is a kilo or 2.2 pounds, and I think it'll make, if I recall correctly, it'll make about 3 or 4 pounds. I'm gonna say 3 pounds, about 3 pounds of like syrup when it comes time. But it's nice because I can just get out just enough and make just enough for a batch. So I'm looking forward to it. This is in a nice thick Mylar bag. Because I do live somewhere without any humidity control, and it is excessively humid here, so I do have concerns about that. I'm debating about getting a food saver, so I don't know, because I think that's really my best option is to food saver, and like just as part of the plant-based essentials kit, I got a bunch of different things. So this is the purified coconut oil, so it's pure flavorless coconut oil. It's in this because I had this shipped to work and the box was clearly oily. I'm not sure if you can, like the whole, I don't ever know if this camera picks it up, but basically the whole lid cracked. So it leaked in the box, and I did my best to clean the box up. I honestly, it doesn't smell rancid, but I mean, obviously I've lost almost half the bottle between transit and like, I'm glad I put it in, I'm glad I had Ziploc bags at work that I could use, so. Anyway, so I have contacted Modernist Pantry to see kind of what we can do about that, whether they want to just do a credit or I don't know if there's anything they can even do. So, hey y'all, editing Shannon. I just wanted to let you know that I did like get contacted by like Modernist Pantry like literally a couple hours after shooting this. They offered to either send me a new bottle or credit me, but I contacted them, and so yeah, we'll find out because I contacted them on a Friday, so I don't expect to hear back from them because it's weekends right now. So I also got up the kit also came with methyl cellulose H3, which is a high viscosity. I believe, if I recall correctly, this is a binding agent, so I'm excited. Yeah. And then it came with white vinegar powder. So I have used white vinegar powder before because sometimes I like to make my own salt and vinegar potato chips. So the kit also came with a kilo or 2.2 pounds of textured vegetable protein. You can see the oil leaked a little here, but these are lined. Usually I haven't opened it because I don't want to, do that unless I'm going to use it. So I wasn't super concerned about it like getting into the bag, but like, obviously it stained the paper part of it. But there's supposed to be enough in this kit for the plant-based meat kit to make like approximately 10 pounds of like meat. I totally use air quotes on you there. And then this is faba bean protein powder. It is pure taste-free plant-based protein powder from Druid's Grove. I've heard really good things about the Druid's Grove brand. If you are a vegan, they have some vegan cheese kits, so just FYI. And yeah, so I'm excited. And this is supposed to be different than like faba bean flour, so it's supposed to be better and tasteless. So from what I've read. And then last, but certainly not least, nutritional yeast flakes, which I love nutritional yeast flakes. I use them in my popcorn when I make popcorn. It is one of my favorite, it's my favorite thing to add to popcorn. It's so good. When I grew up, I was working at a salon, and there was this like restaurant across the street called The Great Outdoors, and they had this like popcorn made with like nutritional yeast and like other seasonings. And I was like, when I figured out it was a nutritional yeast that I really loved, I was like, I went to like the hippy dippy store. Yes. And I bought some, and then I put, oh, it's so good. And like basically, I've been buying nutritional yeast for like decades now. Decades! I was like, well, not decades, but over a decade. So I love it. I think it's so good. If you are a vegan, it is definitely one that is used a lot in like vegan mac and cheese. And I got 4 ounces of it, which is really good. This Druid's Grove brand is supposed to be really, really good. I have watched the video on their plant-based meal. I've watched their WTF episode of the plant-based meat replacer. I forget what it's called exactly, and I'm not going to go get up and get my phone, so I'm so sorry that this kid is called. I'll try and remember to link it below. I'm going to try. I'm not going to guarantee it because I'm human. So, anyways, they did say specifically they sourced these ingredients specifically for this kit so that like you could try it with the different coconut oil, because I do have other flavorless coconut oil, but they can't guarantee the same results. So like I said, I'm really excited. I really want to try this. I'm like super psyched to see how it is. Oh, there is one additional, I think there's one additional ingredient they don't include in the kit that they say you need, which is like for coloring, is beet powder, but like that's not really an issue because I make my own pasta, and so I have a lot of veggie powders here, and I try and keep beet powder on hand because I like to make the bright pink pasta basically that beet powder makes. So yeah, so I've got it and I'm okay. Anyways, I'm really excited about this kit and the other stuff I bought from them. If you have any questions or suggestions, let me know in the comment section below. If you've had any luck with any other, like, again, it's the high protein is kind of what I'm looking for. So with the texture vegetable protein, if you had any luck with any other kits, let me know in the comment section below. I know Amazon has like a lot of these kits, but like from the reviews I've read and like watching the video and the breakdown of the science behind it, I felt pretty good about trying it, and I was really excited. So I was like, it's supposed to be like pretty close to the Impossible Burger kind of thing that you can make at home, so I'm excited. I've never tried an Impossible Burger, and I'm excited. I'm really hopeful I will like this. That being said, I have had TVP before, like in hamburgers when I was in like elementary and middle school, so I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to see how this turns out. Hopefully it's better than my middle school hamburgers because I didn't like those. But yeah, so I'm rambling. I'm very excited, you guys. I just love playing with I like science. I like stuff. I like food stuff. I don't know. I'm all about it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. Bye-bye.